I thought I'd stop and show you our setup before we actually start boiling this down. Last year, our largest investment was in this condensing kettle. We bought it on Amazon. It was about $260, $270, somewhere in that neighborhood. At the time it was on sale, and it was probably one of the cheaper ones. It holds about 20 gallons. So it actually will end up perfect for what we're doing this year. We tapped 9 trees and we got about 18 gallons. Should come just a little over a quart of syrup if everything works the way we've read and learned. So assembly of this. So one of the things I quickly discovered was when I was putting on the ball valves, and make no mistake, it's minimal assembly. Anybody can do it. But it come with Teflon tape. I put that on there expecting a typical NPT fit where it's tapered. You're going to drive that thing in. I was worried about whether or not I'd have the ball valves on the right orientation where I wanted them. Well, they're not NPT. So now my concern is if they're going to leak or not, because they were a very loose fit getting in there and they bottomed completely out. We'll see. It may hold just fine. I've actually just poured a little bit in here and I don't see any leaks yet. But it come with 2 ball valves, one for the warming chamber and one for your condensing chamber. In case you don't know how these work, condensing chamber gets the main heat, and that's what's going to boil down. But that residual heat is warming up additional sap so that you can open the ball valve and let that slowly trickle in as the main condensing chamber is boiling down. But one other comment, well, 2 other comments. One, as soon as I got this, first thing I did, I noticed a lot of styrofoam in the packaging. I was able to get all that out, but it still had the adhesive for the stainless steel, which tells me that from the mill, they haven't washed it. They haven't done anything like that. There's residual oils even underneath that film. I know because that was my job for the longest time with a global manufacturer of stainless steel. The mill is going to use some oils on their steel during their processing, and then they never wash it. Then they put on that adhesive backing. So it wasn't worth taking the chance to save a little time to just go ahead and start boiling down. I definitely gave it a thorough wash in a bathtub. Use some Dawn dish soap, remove any cutting oils, cutting fluids, oils that may be on it. Just took my time to do that. It took maybe 15-20 minutes. You don't take shortcuts there. It's just not worth the risk. When you consider the risk versus the reward, when you don't wash it and save some time, well, that's the reward. You save 15-20 minutes. The risk is, at minimum, you forever taste those oils in your syrup that you just made. More concerning is we don't even know what oils they use, so it could even present a health risk. So definitely wash it down, no matter what you get, no matter where it's from, unless you absolutely know that they've done that in advance for you. 8 cinder blocks make up the main base of this thing. It gets it about 16 inches off the ground. I can put some good fire starter underneath there. A lot of people will put a chimney. This is our first time. I didn't bother with a chimney. I took some half blocks, shoved those into where this main kettle sits on about an inch on 3 sides, including that back. But there are some cracks in the back that will allow airflow to get through there. It's quite windy out here today, so I don't know how that's going to impact us. Hopefully it only helps. But I do have the blocks on the side blocking most of that wind. Michelle's not here. It brings me to the last point I'm going to make. Michelle's not here. She's out at the other property doing some cleanup, which left me to make some executive decisions on my own. One of those was doing it on the concrete. It makes it easier for me for cleanup, and I didn't want to destroy the grass itself. We'll see what she has to say. Husbands, you can relate. It's a no-win situation. No matter which one I pick, it's wrong. But so at that point, it's all about me. And this was easier for me. So that's why we're doing it on the concrete. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else I can really share with you at this moment. I'll take you inside to the shop where we're filtering it. Kind of show you what we're doing there. But again, it seems like a decent setup for 20 gallons or less. It was worth trying. We're having fun at it. That's all. And may never do this again, but we'll see. So now we're in the shop. Thought I'd show you first step is we have our collected sap in 5-gallon buckets, food grade buckets. And I bought 2 different filters, 100 micron filter for the pre-filter. That gets out any twigs, any of the larger, chunkier stuff, insects. We had ants in some of the buckets. But this particular filter fits right into the buckets themselves, so it makes it really handy. So first step is take the sap, and I'm going to run it through this pre-filter. And then I'll take the other bucket out, and I'm going to put it directly into our condensing kettle. I got these 5-gallon bucket strainers. I got them on Amazon as well. There we go. It's that simple. And I'll put those down in the description in case you want those. They weren't horribly expensive. They might be, I think they were about $20, $20 to $30 each. They're reusable. That's what I liked about them. And they fit right into a 5-gallon bucket. That was really the key for me. It just made it very simple. So now I have some clean sap. You can see the debris that was captured. And then after we've condensed it down, I have a similar filter that is a 25 micron. So that'll get even finer elements out of it. But you start with the larger, the 100 micron. What we read was anywhere from 100 to 250 microns for your first pre-filter. Using the sealed buckets, we did a pretty good job of keeping these relatively clean from the start. There's not a whole lot in them, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, so thought I'd share our filtering process. All right, I'm going to finish this up, then we'll start heating it up. I'll let you see that. So immediate findings. Surprisingly, the 2 most important fittings, the ones on the bottom, the thermometer and the ball valve on the bottom, aren't leaking. The only one that is dripping at all is the ball valve on the top. And I didn't put a lot of Teflon on that one. In fact, it was only when I was installing the top one that I realized they're not MPT fittings. So I put more on the bottom one. So that could be why it's leaking on top. So if you buy this particular brand, put a lot of Teflon tape on it. At least that's what I'm finding so far. Second finding. Don't recommend doing this in high wind. Fire got started fine, did block it. However, the ashes that did come out initially blew right back into the pot, which is okay because we're going to do that second filtering with the 25 micron anyway. But now it does have some of the ash floating on the top of the sap. Yep, lesson learned. So anyway, initial findings so far, everything's went smooth. Like I said, I've got about 20 gallons in there. Yeah, 18. So I think we're going to be okay so far. We'll see how long this takes though. Watched some neighbors of ours, when I say neighbors, within Champaign County who also have a YouTube channel, more than just farmers. Great YouTube channel to watch, fun couple, nice family. But But they tried this once. They said they'd never do it again. Of course, we had to try it for ourselves. Some people like it, some people don't. We don't know till we try it, and we're all about trying things. So we'll let you know at the end. So we're making good progress. Got a nice steady boil going. I actually just threw some more wood on it, so the boil kind of slowed down as I threw the wood over top of the coals. But you might be able to see from the edge, we've got a nice boil down. So far, doing as it's supposed to. And little effort so far. About every half hour to an hour, I throw some more wood on it. So it's now 7:45. I think I got it boiling at about 2, so it's been about 6 hours. And you can see as the in that steam, it's absolutely boiled down quite a bit. If I would have started this earlier in the morning, we'd be done by now. I'm thinking maybe another hour, hour and a half, 2 at the most. Not bad. It's getting there. Wind's died down considerably. But even though the wind has died down, it's gotten chillier. So thus, pull up a chair. Anyway, keep you posted. And here we are about 6 hours later. It's roughly 18 gallons boiled down. It's getting really close. It's almost 8:30. I didn't start until 2 o'clock, but I think we're real close to just pulling it off. It's starting to thicken up, and it's getting really sweet. It tastes pretty good.